Good morning, Molten Scholars. Welcome back for another great day of learning. I hope you got plenty of rest last night. Okay? All right, let's get started. So today we are on Unit 5, Day 2. Today's objective is I can give supporting details of a text. So you all are very familiar with this chart. We have worked on it several times in the past. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We will be giving text-based evidence from chunked text that is provided for us here on this organization chart. Okay, so let's go over the steps real quickly. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to read the Thomas Edison article. And then you're going to answer the questions here in this chart. And then you're going to cite evidence from the question. Now, let's look at the question and let's talk about some key details or some clue words that I've already talked about, that these are the types of words that you should always want to keep in your ear, because these are the questions that you will be looking for in the text. So let's read the first question. I'll work the first question with you. Okay. The first question reads, according to the History Channel article, which is the article you'll be reading, what are some additional accomplishments that made Edison famous? So again, we want to pull out those key words, okay? So the key word here is additional. And I've underlined that word for you because these are the things you're going to be looking for. You're going to be looking for the additional accomplishments that Edison made. All right? So then you move over to your item of chunked text, and you want to read the text that has been provided for you. So I have an abbreviated form here. So I'm going to read over this much, and we're going to identify some of the additional things that he was famous for. He also created the world's first industrial research laboratory, known as the Wizard of Menlo Park. Edison was also a successful manufacturer and businessman. So you see how they're giving you the information about the additional accomplishments that Thomas Edison made. And the text goes on. So you will continue to read this information, and then you're going to, a good idea would be to just, as you read, I would try to maybe highlight the additional accomplishments as I go, or you can reread and come back and do that, whichever is best for you. So I'm going to highlight, he also created the first industrial research laboratory, the very first. So that's pretty outstanding, don't you think? I agree. And then it says that he was also a successful manufacturer and businessman. What is a manufacturer? Who can tell me what that word means? Let's ask Jalen. Jalen Patterson, could you tell me what a manufacturer is? Absolutely right, Jalen. A manufacturer is where they produce items or make items. This is a huge place where it's an operation site where things are being made, okay? Or manufactured, as some would say. Good job, Jalen. So we're going to go ahead now that we have identified an additional accomplishments here in this abbreviated portion. This is not the entire chunk text that is in your packet. This is only a portion of it, okay? So now that we have identified some additional accomplishments, we want to now move that information into our evidence-based response. So that is the third column. Your evidence-based responses or your answers to this question. Okay? So this text-based or text-dependent questions. Here, the chunk text that is given for you that you will find the answer. And then over here, evidence-based response is where you will put your answer. Okay, now one thing that I want to remind you is that when we are giving our responses from the text, we always should start our response by saying, according to the text. Okay? Now, according to the text, what should we say next? Then we should come back to the prompt. We should come back to the prompt and look at what the prompt asked us to find. The prompt says, what are some additional accomplishments? So after we write according to the text, I'll write that out for you. Comma, because that is a dependent clause. That is a dependent clause according to the text. Okay? Now, after we write according to the text, then we should go back and look at the question and follow up with the question. So we're going to say according to the text, and who are we talking about? Edison. Edison was famous for additional accomplishments, such as, so we will write Edison. Okay, so this is a good way to start our sentence. We're going to answer the prompt or answer the question. So we're going to say, according to the text, Edison was famous for additional accomplishments such as, and then we can list one at a time, one accomplishment at a time. We could say that, such as he created the first industrial research laboratory. Okay, so that is how we can start. Of course, there are several things in this text that tells you about additional things that he invented or created. So you will continue to move on and collect all of that information until you get all of the things here. So this was just one of the things, one of the additional things or additional accomplishments that Edison made. So I'll read the response for you again. According to the text, Edison was famous for additional accomplishments, such as creating the first research laboratory. Now, that is one. And then you'll go on to find the next additional accomplishment, and you will follow a smooth transition by saying, he also dot, 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 and then you will continue from there. Okay? So that's pretty much what we will be doing today. I want you to take your time and make sure you go through your tongue text, read it and understand it. If you need to reread it, please do so. Okay? Sometimes rereading is good. It gives you a better understanding and it helps you to move through your information and find your answers very quickly. All right? Thank you guys, and I will check in with you soon. All right? Have a good day. Bye-bye.